Hello students, hope you are all fine back home. Today we'll be going to start the chapter networking, that is unit number 3 as per your new CBSE syllabus session 2020-2021. So first of all, we'll try to understand what a network is. A network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. Networking can also be defined as the interconnection of various devices which can share data and resources among each other. These devices can be your computer, your printer, your fax machine, your telephone lines, etc. And if I'm saying sharing of information, I mean this information may be your organizational reports, your organizational references, your any mail message. It is all the information, it's all the forms of information that are shared over the network. Network, the two major advantages of network are that it enables resource sharing and it enables information sharing. First of all, we'll discuss about information sharing. It enables user to share data files with each other. These files can be the organizational references, the reports, or any other file that you want to share with the network. Information sharing may also include your mail messages that are exchanged over the network. The second major need of computer network is resource sharing. Resource sharing can be defined as the sharing of resource among the users present on the network. Let us understand this with a simple example. For example, you have an organization of 10 to 15 PCs or even more. Rather than buying one printer for every employee in an organization, you can buy a single printer, connect it with a network, configure it in such a way that every computer user in a network can print to it. So as a result, cost price is reduced. These were the two major needs of the computer network. Now we'll discuss about the advantages of the network. The first advantage is hardware sharing, that has been discussed earlier. When a home network is in place, it is easy to set up all the computers to share a single printer. You will no longer require multiple printers for multiple devices. The second advantage is network sharing, network gaming. Many popular home computer games support LAN mode where friends and family can play together. For example, your Ludo Kings or PUBG. The next is sharing single internet connection. What does sharing single internet connection? For example, you have multiple using a home network. Multiple family members can access the internet simultaneously and they will not have to pay an ISP for multiple accounts. For example, your dial-up internet connection or your broadband. For example, you have a broadband at home. You can connect multiple devices with it. You need not to pay individually for each connected devices. So it is because of this network. Then is network file sharing. It has been discussed earlier also. Network file sharing between computers gives you more flexibility as you need not to save, you can save a copy of a file on multiple computers, or you can save your important data on different computers. Backup is one of the most important criteria that is overlooked task in your home network. Now we'll discuss about TCP/IP reference model. I'll be giving you a quick overview of what this model is. In your earlier classes, you have studied about OSI model. It is a model that facilitates the transfer of information over the network. And TCP/IP model was developed prior to OSI model, wherein OSI model had 7 layers. On the other hand, TCP/IP model was defined on having just 4 layers, that were physical layer and data link layer, networking layer, transport layer, and application layer. TCP/IP model ensures as how your data is packetized, that is, whatever message you send to the other end, that message is divided into small chunks that are called units or packets. Then these packets are addressed. What is the address it contains? It contains the address from where it has come and what is its destination, what route it has to take in order to reach its particular destination. So TCP/IP reference model handles the entire process, that is the entire communication over the network. Already discussed, TCP/IP model has 4 layers. The first layer is the physical and data link layer, that is also called as host to network layer. It is a layer that does not support any specific protocol. It supports all the standard protocols, and most importantly, the networks in TCP/IP internetwork can be LAN or WAN. The next layer is the network layer. At network layer, TCP/IP supports the internetworking protocol, that is IP, which in turn supports 4 supporting protocols, that is ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, RARP, Reverse Addressing Resolution Protocol, ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, IGMP, Internet Group Message Protocol. The third layer is transport layer. Earlier, the transport layer was represented by 2 protocols, that was TCP and UDP. TCP and UDP are transport layer protocols that are represented for delivery of messages from process to another process. UDP, which we call as User Datagram Protocol, is a process to process protocol which adds port number, checksum, and error control to the data. On the other hand, TCP, that is Transmission Control Protocol, provide full transport layer services to the application. Application layer defines the interface of the host programs with the transport layer services. Many protocols are available in this layer. For example, FTP, Telnet, HTTP, SMTP, etc. Now is the topic IP address. It is a unique 32-bit address that identifies computers and other devices over the network. IP address has a specific component and a basic format. IP addresses are mainly divided into two parts. One is the network part and other is the host part. The network part identifies the systems that are located on the same physical network bounded by IP routers. All the systems on the same physical network must have same network ID. The network ID must be unique to the internetwork. On the other hand, the host ID identifies a workstation, a server, a router, or any other TCP/IP host within a network. The address of each host must be unique to its network ID. IP address format. The 32-bit IP address is grouped 8 bits at a time, separated by a dot, and represented in a decimal format known as dotted decimal notation. The following figure illustrates the basic format of IP address. Like you may see, it is a 32-bit long IP address that includes your network ID and host ID. These two IDs had been discussed in the previous slide, but let me give a quick recapitulation of these IDs. Your host ID identifies a host on a network and is assigned by a local network administrator. On the other hand, network number identifies a network and must be assigned by Internet Network Information Center if a network is to be a part of a internet. Then each bit in an octet has some binary weight. For example, 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, like this. The minimum value of the octet is 0 and the maximum value of the octet is 255. IP address class. The internet community originally defined 5 address classes to accommodate network of varying size, but only first 3 classes, that is class A, class B and class C, are available for commercial use. The other 2 classes, that is class D and class E, are not used for commercial use. Like I earlier said, only class A, B and C are used for commercial use. Let me elaborate what does this mean. Class A addresses are assigned to the network with a very large number of hosts. Normally organizations, business organizations, government organizations, they are included in class A. Then is the class B. Here class B addresses are assigned to medium-sized to large-sized networks. And then is the class C that are used for small networks. Then is class D finally. It is reserved for IP multicast addressing, and class E is an experimental address that is reserved for future use, that is for research purposes and for developmental uses. Domain name system. It is a large database that holds name and IP address of various hosts on internet. It's a mapping between the names and their IP addresses. DNS is human friendly because as a human we cannot remember the IP address of each and every site. What DNS does is it converts or translates the name. For example, if we type www.jammukashmirstate.edu, DNS converts this name into its respective IP address in order to connect us with the particular site. Now we'll be discussing about the types of network. LAN or local area network is restricted to a small physical area. It is a network that is typically personal to an institute. It's a system where computers are interconnected and all the terminals are connected to a main computer called as server. The size is limited to few kilometers. In addition to size, LAN can be distinguished from other types of networks by the transmission media and the topology. A given LAN will use only one type of transmission media, and the common LAN topologies that can be used are bus, star, and ring topology. Normally, nowadays, the speed that LAN provides is 100 to 1000 Mbps. There are many advantages of LAN, but let us discuss the basic ones. The first advantage is the central backup. It can take place automatically at regular intervals. A user will usually be able to retrieve his or her work that has been deleted by mistake. Next is the hardware sharing. We have discussed it in earlier slides, but still let me give a quick recap of hardware sharing. Hardware such as a printer can be shared, so individual workstations need not to have their own printers. Then is software sharing. When the systems are connected in a LAN, a software can be shared. A software package is stored on a server and can be downloaded by the workstations as requested. There are the limitations of LAN. First is the maintenance cost. Maintenance cost of complete LAN system is very high. Next is, until and unless this server is started, the terminals attached to it will not function. That is, there is entire dependency on the server. If we will talk about the security, then a LAN network is not secure. Why? If a virus gets into one computer, it is likely to spread quickly across the network because it will get into the central backing system. WAN or wide area network provides long distance transmission of data, images, audio, video over larger geographical areas that cover a country, continent, and the whole world. WAN is formed by linking LANs together. For example, linking several major LANs in the city can connect together, forming a WAN. External communication links such as satellite, microwave, telecommunication links, optical fibers are used to connect a part of a WAN. Not only this, dedicated transoceanic cables or satellite uplinks may also be used to connect this type of global network. Using WAN, we can communicate with a place like Canada, Australia, America in matter of seconds without paying enormous phone bills. Now we'll be discussing about Metropolitan Area Network, that is MAN. It usually spans a geographical area that encompasses a city or a campus. It typically connects various LANs, and optical fibers are used in MAN. MAN typically covers an area of 5 to 50 kilometers. Many MAN covers an area of the size of a city. For example, I can give you an example of JK Civil Secretariat. They have their own man established, or Kashmir University Networking Campus. They have their man established. Man is generally not owned by a single organization. It is owned by a single network provider who sells their services to the users. The level of service provided to each user must be therefore negotiated with man operator, so that some performance guarantees are normally specified. Now let us discuss about a bit about PAN, intranet, extranet. Personal area network is the interconnection of devices within a range of an individual person within a range of 10 meters, I may say. For example, a person is traveling with a laptop, a PDA, that is personal digital assistant, and a portable printer could interconnect them without having to plug in anything by some form of wireless technology. This kind of personal area network could also be interconnected with wires to the network, to any other network, internet. Next is the intranet. Intranet is the application of internet that is closed to a networking system. What does it mean? It allows a restricted access only members of the organization. We can say actually it's a private computer network that uses internet protocol and network connectivity within an organization. It does not provide any kind of public communication. It does not use any kind of public communication system. Next is the extranet. Extranet expands its access by allowing non-members to use company resources. Is extranet a public network? No, it is a private network, but it involves the organization as well as the partners like suppliers, vendors, or the other business partners. Extranet, where on one hand, intranet does not use public communication system. On the other hand, extranet uses public communication system. Here, the company provides its partners access to some selected intranet websites or companies' database that are actually in control of the company. So this was all for today. Now, before starting the topic topologies, I would like you all to take a broader view of intranet and extranet and try to understand and revert me back as how intranet and extranet is different from internet, and how internet is linked with intranet. I would be waiting for your reviews. Thank you.